Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for October 14th, 2015. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Carmichael?
Here.
Commissioner Sharp? Commissioner Van Buren is here. Commissioner Pill? Commissioner Thomas?
Here.
Commissioner Bartel?
Here.
And Chairman Richard?
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, if you would please all join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. While I have you standing, if you would please, if you're going to give any testimony tonight, you got to be sworn in, so please raise your right hand. I swear that any testimony I give this evening will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Thank you. And when you do come up, if you would please sign in and announce your name for us. Okay. I would also ask that you silence any and all electronic devices while the meeting is going on. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of our September 9 meeting. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Thomas, seconded by Commissioner Bartel. Question on the motion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes. Commissioner Pill? Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bartel?
Yes.
Commissioner Carmichael?
Yes.
And Chairman Richard?
Yes. Okay, the minutes as presented are hereby adopted and approved. Next item, old business. We have nothing listed. New business. Planning and zoning item 15023. Susan Van Letten regarding the residential properties located at 2931 North Williams for the following. A, preliminary and final plat of consolidation request to combine two lots into one lot in the R3 Single Family Detached Residence District. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Sue Van Layton. I'm here about the lots. I'm supposed to just tell you what I want to do, why I'm doing it. Basically, we tore down the house because it was an eyesore, and we also would like to have a bigger patio in our backyard, and we're at our lot coverage for our current lot at 29 North Williams. So if we combine both lots, we can extend our current patio back behind our house a little bit further and have a bigger patio.
Okay, very fine. Is there anybody from the public who wishes to speak on this? We'll close the public comment. Staff?
This is a straightforward request to consolidate two lots. Staff has not asked for any stormwater detention at this point because they are consolidating rather than splitting. And as the petitioner mentioned, this will allow her to add her patio since she is at her maximum lot coverage. And we're pleased to see this and support it. The previous house was an eyesore and we'd had a lot of zoning violations. So this is, it's nice to see the improvement.
Thank you. Okay, we'll start with the commissioners. Commissioner Carmichael, if you would.
It's an improvement, and glad to see you do it.
Thank you.
Commissioner Van Buren.
It's a pretty expensive way to expend your patio, but
It's also a good way to not have those people in our neighborhood anymore either.
right. Okay, how far? Good.
Commissioner Thomas.
To staff, what can they do as it's now that it's going to be one lot, right? What percentage can they build? Is it 35 of the new lot?
Yes.
So they could put anything they want there, a tennis court or whatever fits in that.
Yes, as long as they meet lot coverage requirements and as long as they meet their setback requirements. And we do have large lots on the north side of town that are this size, if not larger. So,
Like I said, it's an expensive way to get a patio. It's a patio, though.
Commissioner Bartel.
I'm supportive.
And I also think it's a very good idea.
Thanks.
All right, I would entertain a motion to recommend approval to the Board of Trustees, Planning and Zoning Item 15023, Item A preliminary and final plat of consolidation request to combine 2 lots into 1 lot in the R3 Single Family Detached Residence District.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Carmichael, seconded by Commissioner Bartel. Question on the motion? May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bartel?
Yes.
Commissioner Carmichael?
Yes.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes, and Chairman Richard?
Yes. Okay, you realize we are only a recommending body.
Right.
But you have our blessing, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Next item, planning and zoning item 15024, Samir Afsar regarding the residential property located at 522 64th Street, Willowbrook, Illinois, for the following. A, preliminary plan of subdivision request to subdivide 1 lot into 2 residential lots in the R1A Single Family Detached Residence District. Good evening, sir.
Evening.
I hope I did not mispronounce your name.
You actually, it was perfect. So my name is Samir Afsar, and Cliff Pixler here is the engineer that's I'm working with on the drawings and the plans for the lot. Essentially, what we're doing is we purchased 522 64th Street. It is a large lot. It's 156 by 299. The rest of the half that street, the lot sizes are 78 by 299. So essentially, we want to follow the rest of the street and divide that lot in half exactly to have 78 by 299. Keep the same zoning in the north side of that street, R1A, and just split the lot and sell the other half off.
Okay, very fine. Do you have anything else, stormwater detention, or will we come across that later on, or?
If you'd like, Cliff could do his synopsis of how the stormwater will be handled.
It's a little over an acre because we're subdividing, splitting 1 lot into 2. Detention's required by the Village of Westmont. So all the stormwater now that runs off the site naturally drains to the north. We'll follow the same drainage pattern. Instead of the water running off the lot and into the lots to the north, it'll all be directed through a detention basin, released at the village-required 0.1 CFS per acre, peak release rate, which is actually a tighter release rate than would naturally occur. The difference between the water that is running off Samir's lot and what the allowable release rate is will be stored in the basin. It's roughly a half an acre foot. It'll have grass bottom, grass sides, and the outlet will be into an existing detention basin on an adjacent lot downstream. That's in a nutshell. We don't have no storm sewers required on the lot other than what we need to put in to drain the detention basin. We've had 1 review from staff of our plans, and we're working out details now as far as getting approval and meeting their specific comments.
Okay, if you would, sir, would you please announce your name for everybody?
I'm sorry, Cliff Pixler with Intech Consultants.
Thank you very
Lyle.
much. Did you also sign in?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Staff, if you would, please.
Our staff has reviewed this lot, and we've seen several similar engineering installations in the rear yard when we've seen lot splits like this. So we've tried to work with neighbors in the past and try to share, larger basins, but it hasn't worked the last time we tried to do that. So this will remain on both lots, and Mr. Afsar will be required to put that in before he can sell off the other lot, which is a part of our subdivision process.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to the public comment, but since there's nobody in the audience, we'll close public comment. We'll start with Commissioner Bartel.
When I saw the house, I was a little concerned about the sloping on both sides, because there is really a drop-off on either side, and as it goes towards the back, towards the north. But it sounds like that's been dealt with, and so in that respect, I approve it. I'm supportive.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yeah, I'm in support of it, it's fine. I don't see a problem.
Okay, Commissioner Van Buren?
It's not really within our jurisdiction, but I'm curious, do you have to run water and sewer for quite a distance to serve this lot, or is it already there?
There's a water and sewer main on the street in front of the house. There are existing services to the existing house. We may be able to use an existing sanitary service. The water service, however, is undersized. It'll be a new water service for each lot.
Okay. Okay. But other than that, I have no problem.
Commissioner Carmichael?
I had just one question on the foresters. So of the 36 trees on site, he has identified 15 trees to remain. 2 of those trees, one would be just west of the new structure in the west lot. Another would be just east of the new house on the east lot. And as the depiction on the plat here, it looks like they might be very, very close to a new building. Is that
Yeah, I think there was an update after that feedback to remove, I think, another 3 trees that are too close to the driveway and the buildings.
And otherwise, it looks like a good plan.
Okay, I'm told that the attorney has a question.
Yeah, hi. One question, and that is the stormwater management easement area in the rear of the yards. Is that shared? I mean, it's grass bottom, so everyone just mows it. There's really not maintenance required except for the outlet. And how's the maintenance responsibility falling between the 2 homeowners since?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we'll have to come into an agreement. I mean, since I'm living there, or I will be living there in the future, I would probably take responsibility of it.
Okay. So I guess that's my only comment from an engineering standpoint is we've had some problems in the past with more with multi-lot subdivisions, but a detention basin falls on one property and it's that homeowner's responsibility, which is unfair. So you really should be creating an association. This is just a 2-lot subdivision, so you probably don't need an association, but probably should have some document recorded about maintenance of, I don't know what's involved with the detention here, but you may want to consider
Should be little,
that.
none other than mowing the grass, but
Yeah.
the easement provisions that are on the plat, the subdivision we have now, I think address that issue as far as who's responsible for maintenance. And if they don't maintain it, I think the village is granted the right to come in there
Right.
and fix whatever needs to be fixed. So obviously, staff will see that as we go through the review process. In fact, we've already got one review on the plat, but I think that's already, that's addressed.
Yeah, I saw the
Satisfactory.
easement in there for the benefit of the village. I just didn't know if there was even a need for shared maintenance between the 2 lots or not.
Yeah, well, hopefully, mowing the grass will be it. The storm sewer structures, concrete, plastic, those will last 50 years plus. Obviously, they may fail at some point in the future, but that's way in the future.
Okay.
Mr. Afsar, which lot would you be living in then, if I may ask, east or west lot?
West.
The west lot?
The west lot isn't intended.
Okay, where it looks like the east lot is going to have the stormwater outlet.
Yes, correct.
Right.
So I don't know if that'll present a problem, but it's,
Well, as long as there's clear documentation and the homeowner who's buying the lot understands, okay, it's his or her responsibility to maintain that outlet.
this is something you're going to have to take care of. You know that.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
grass or anything, it's the outlet in case
Yeah,
it
the
were
outlet.
plugged or anything like that, and you'd have to keep it free.
Yeah, and then staff, I have one question that, it looks like this stormwater retention basement's going to flow into the other one for Charleston Court. And according to our front page, it is not standard practice in the village to allow private stormwater detention facility to discharge directly into another private.
Yes,
What's being done here?
that comment came from Mr. Noriega, and he's since revised his comment to accept Ms. Nicole's comment that it would be accepted with a license agreement. So we'll be working with John to deal with that before the village board.
Okay, now this agreement isn't, would it involve the village or Charleston Court or?
Between the 2 private property
Between the two
owners, it's a
private-
license to extend the pipe and use the detention area. I haven't talked to Kim Nickel about that, but we've done that in the past. So presumably, there's been discussions with the owner of that detention.
I've been trying to find out how it works, quite honestly.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we just don't know the process yet.
Yeah.
Well, assuming that detention basin has capacity, and assuming they don't mind additional discharge into it, it's just a simple license agreement that allows you to have your water outlet into their detention.
Is there anything formal from the village that we would need to submit?
You know, I've in the past drafted I've got kind of a form license agreement for that, but you know, since you're putting it into a private detention basin, you would need their permission, as I understand it. If you're tying into a public storm sewer, obviously that would not be an issue.
Okay, so your recommendation is that we contact them directly and get the license agreement taken care of privately?
Yeah, and we're willing to help. I mean, like I said, I've drafted those agreements before. I'd work with staff first because it's the first I've heard of that for this property.
Okay.
Now, since this is being redeveloped, so we'll call Mr. Afsar the developer, when the lot is sold, the new party purchasing that lot, does he have to be made a party of this agreement?
No,
Does not.
because he would be the single owner at the time the agreement was entered into.
see.
And the agreement's for the benefit of the property, not just the owner.
Okay. Those are my questions. Okay, very good. Any further questions, anybody? No? Okay, under Planning and Zoning, item 15024, I would entertain a motion to recommend approval to the Board of Trustees, item A, preliminary plat of subdivision request to subdivide one lot into 2 residential lots in the R1A Single Family Detached Residence District.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Thomas, seconded by Commissioner Bartel. Question on the motion? May we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Bartel,
Yes.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Yes.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes, Commissioner Thomas,
Yes?
Chairman Richard.
Yes. All right, sir, you have our recommendation for approval, and good luck to you with your stormwater.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, Planning and Zoning, item 15025 has, I need a request to continue, so may I have a motion to continue to, or,
Let's open up the public hearing first. Just, it sounds like a formality, but I want to make sure that we don't have a snafu where we would need to republish this. I assume it's going to be ready at the next meeting.
okay,
So just open the public hearing and then a motion to continue the public hearing.
so then they don't
Have to publish again in
have
the
to publish.
newspaper.
Okay, very good. Okay, next item on the agenda. Planning and Zoning, item 15025, Laurel BMW of Westmont regarding the properties located at 420, 430 East Ogden, a portion of Westmont Drive, 645, 650, and 651 Westmont Drive, and 415 Plaza Drive, Westmont, for the following. Item A, special use permit request to operate an automotive dealership in the B2 General Business District. Item B, zoning code variance request to allow parking within the required front yard setback. Item C, zoning code variance request to increase the number of allowable signs. Item D, zoning code variance request to increase the maximum gross square footage. And it's blanked out here, but I'm going to presume it's for the signs.
Yes.
Item E, preliminary plat of consolidation. Item F, preliminary plat of vacation for Westmont Drive. Item G, site and landscaping plan approval. Now, the petitioner has requested a motion to continue, so may I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Van Buren, seconded by Commissioner Carmichael. And that would be for our next scheduled meeting.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Question on the motion, may we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Bartel,
Yes.
Commissioner Carmichael,
Yes.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes, Commissioner Thomas.
Yes?
And Chairman Richard.
Yes. Okay. Any further business, any commissioners?
I have a couple updates. The text amendment that you all saw regarding video gaming, that went to the village board following and was approved. And then the board asked for additional regulations, which we're talking to the attorney about now. So And then the Traube lot that we saw for the front yard setback variance, they ended up just asking if the village would like to purchase the property to be used for stormwater detention, so.
And we're closing on that lot on Monday.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
that's good.
so
Quick turnaround.
Yes.
Oh,
there would be no building on that?
Nope.
that was, they were put up right next to the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
two doors down.
Yeah, good,
Police
okay.
station, right.
Yeah. Didn't Ray Botch the old village manager used to live in one of those two homes there,
I'm not sure.
in that street somewhere?
I've heard that, but I'm not
that
sure which
one.
one.
This guy lived there forever.
No, I don't mean the house that we're talking
Oh,
about.
So the
Put a little
village,
detention basin in there then, I hope?
Right. Right now, it's going to be just grassed over. The foundation, the house is getting demoed by the seller, who's the developer, who's decided not to develop it. But since they have the wherewithal, they're going to, and we built it into the purchase price, they're going to demo the structure, fill the hole, we'll get it seeded, and eventually it'll be turned into detention.
It's got a basement now, right?
Yeah,
They're gonna fill the
we're going
basement?
to fill it.
There's also a cistern there.
Yes, there was a very old cistern.
On the old Heritage, the old Heritage Bank site, that was not approved by the village, and so
Yes, sir.
what's going to
There's a
happen
cistern
now?
there, too.
We've forwarded a couple of developer
south
contacts to
on
the
the
property
northwest
owner,
corner of the
and
house.
we're waiting to hear back.
It's gotta be filled in.
You forwarded a couple what?
Developer contacts,
Okay.
and we're waiting to hear back.
Okay, because I hope we won't have to look at that forever,
Yeah.
the Heritage Bank.
Any further? Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved?
second.
Motion by Commissioner Bartel, seconded by Commissioner Carmichael. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Should be somewhere.
Jill, I have a
Now,
question on
Mr. Chair, how did you know it would be 22
on the
BMW,
BMW,
exactly?
well, BMW.